the pivotal point in my life were the 3 years after my divorce when I had to move back with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pivotal point in my life to get my mind right.
Yeah.
It was a point of stripping down everything, breaking down to everything. Like I didn't have no money, I couldn't afford anything, and I really prayed a lot for deliverance and for guidance and I said, Lord, speak to me, because I don't know what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, and submission. And those 3 or 4 years that I stayed with my parents was an awakening for me.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kings to Move On podcast. You got Big Frank in the house, aka Big Reno. What's happening?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wood, aka Jason, aka Casey H-Town. Welcome back to the podcast. We got a guest again, a return guest, a good friend of ours. What's up, Hens? How you pronounce yourself?
What's going on, man? This boy Hen. I'm just chilling. I'm chilling in the place, man. Taking advantage of the time I'm here in Kansas City. Big Reno and Big J. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm here.
What's up, man? You're always welcome, cuz. You're always welcome, bro.
Thank you.
And I'm overjoyed, man, because I got my family in the house, right? Like I'm talking to my brother Wood on the podcast. We trying to grow this podcast to where we want to see it to be.
Right.
Got my brother Hen up in here, Caro Hen. We've been knowing him since seventh grade. I got my sis over here. She's being quiet because she hungry and shit. Sashin Kushlo, she over here. You can say hi, but don't come over here and say nothing. Hey,
I'm gonna talk shit if I disagree with y'all's opinion.
Okay, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Push the mute, Jay.
By the way, if you listen to this podcast on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and like. If you listen to Apple, Spotify, Google, rate and follow us, please.
Yes, sir. On all platforms, please. Thank you.
Big No.
Yeah.
Speaking of your family, how long has it been since you seen him?
Bruh, so I think the last time we seen each other couldn't have been your wedding, was
it? No, it had to be the reunion.
The reunion. It was our high school reunion
in 2001.
The 10-year reunion. The first.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time I've been to Kansas City.
Because we've been out 30 plus.
Yeah. So
you ain't seen that nigga in 20 years?
Yeah.
20 years.
21 years.
Yeah.
21 years.
And man, the good thing about when you grow up as friends and then you turn it into family, it don't matter, man, if you ain't talked to them in a day or 100 days or 100 years, we just pick up, man. That's what's so great about my friendships that I had, and that's why I always value the friendships that the true friend, people that I call my friends.
Yeah.
I know that I'll never lose that friendship.
Right.
And like I said, I don't even consider y'all as friends anymore. I always consider y'all as family. So
right.
Yeah. Right. So y'all actually was friends from was it elementary or was it junior?
Seventh
grade. Yeah. 7th grade.
When you was in the hood, shooting people up. Friends.
We was in the rolling 60s.
Yeah.
We was in the suburbs, nigga. On your ass, nigga.
Was it Kirkside Posse? I remember Kirkside Posse. Y'all wasn't suburban gangster. Suburban gangster.
They hadn't even built Kirktown yet when that shit was going on.
Real?
No, Kirktown didn't come out to
Kirktown was brand new.
Yeah.
Damn. Cause we used
I
to go
got out
to
there.
The pool.
Kirktown was
yeah.
The ghetto.
Yeah.
Talking about the. Yeah. But it is what it is.
It was like a beautiful piece of the projects in the suburbs. That's what it was. Yeah. It was cool.
That's what's up. So, fellas, what y'all want to talk about? Y'all got something on your minds? Something you want to cover? Well,
I just listened to the Fight the Power podcast today, and I was listening to both of y'all on how we I totally agree with everything I was talking about on the podcast. So that's number one. I don't want to get.
But to recap what was being said, we were talking about how to establish jurisdiction, and one thing that we have to say is this is for entertainment purposes only, entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not licensed attorneys. If you need a licensed attorney, you need to motherfucking go call one, because it ain't me, and I'm not coming to represent you. I'm just gonna tell you what my thoughts are on the system and the shit that I've been through.
Right,
now,
right,
with that
right.
being said, go right ahead, my brother.
All right, so I was thinking about child support now, and the situations are a little different, right? So I don't want to first I don't want to downgrade or belittle what y'all were talking about, because I think it is, and I think we are totally at a loss as men. But I just know that me not being a responsible person, child support was beneficial to me, because I was able to, and a lot of people say, yeah, man, I take care of my business and this, that, and the other, but I just know I didn't. There was a lot of things during that time that I wasn't taking care of my business. So when the child support was, and I'm like you, Jay, when I was on it, it came out automatically in my check. So I just had to budget basically. But I could never, you can never go back and say I didn't pay. Never. CJ could never say it. His mom could never say it. And then the other thing with child support is it allows you to not have to communicate with the mom. That's the thing that I think I had a peace of mind. Now, with my child support is a little different because it didn't go up every you can get it upped, or you can get it for a service every 3 years.
Really?
It didn't. Mine goes up every 3 years because we go for review, and she requests an increase.
They request a review.
So your ex didn't request any
She never requested a review.
And it just stayed that same.
It stayed the same amount. Yeah, it stayed the same amount. She never requested a review. Yeah, she never requested a review, but she had moved on, like you said. And so these are the things when we come to the psyche, right?
Yeah.
She moved on and remarried and everything. So she had a whole nother income, like Jay was saying, and it's like, why would you continue to push it on that person when you moved on?
You got some women that'll do that, though.
Yeah,
man.
but that tells a lot.
Yeah,
it tells a lot.
Let me ask you something here. So you said a benefit of the system was you didn't have to communicate with your ex,
right?
So y'all didn't communicate at all?
No. Only time we communicated was around CJ. Like, period. Like when he would come. So it would be like, hey, can I get him this time? Yes, okay. Or if CJ, got in trouble or something like that, then she would say, hey, can you talk to him? That was pretty much it, though.
So with that experience, not having any kind of communication outside of those times, was that a positive experience for you, or would you have rather y'all had a better experience communicating with each other?
I don't feel like I needed to. So by the time, I don't feel like I really needed to, because the communication, like at the beginning, wasn't positive communication.
It was kind of toxic, right?
Yeah, it was toxic communication.
Was y'all's divorce a bad one, or was it a situation where y'all like?
It was bad. The divorce is never good. I mean, I don't think it's ever. Well, it can be good, right? It was good, but it wasn't.
You both wanted it, or
yes,
not
right?
Okay,
not at first, but yes. And so through the situation, I was able to kind of, like I said, the communication was just really about pickup times. That's really what it was. Or she, like I said, she would call, if something was happening, but I would usually talk to him a lot. Like, I talked to him more than anything. And then when he got his own phone, it was like a wrap. I just talked to him only, and I called him only. And the only time that I would call her is if I couldn't get in touch with him. So I didn't, the stress of this experience, I didn't want it. So it was cool.
Okay.
It was cool. I
So
didn't want to communicate about anything. I wanted to communicate like, hey, got the plane ticket so he can come, or hey, I'm gonna be in the city. I'm gonna come pick him up, or it's just like that. And
so do you think that if the courts weren't
it was
involved,
scheduling. It was
okay.
scheduling conversations. Yeah.
Do you think if the courts weren't involved, y'all wouldn't have had it as it wouldn't have been as cohesive?
Well, like like you said, like I was talking about, they have a certain percentage, right, that they do, right? And if I'm being honest with myself, then if I wouldn't have been as I wouldn't have been as disciplined as I need to be.
Okay.
And I can because you got to think about it. I had a time frame in my life where I was working and doing music. So I was on the run all the time, on the move all the time. Like it was all the time. Like, going to the studio, recording, performing, working, doing all these kind of things, right? And so as I was moving, I really didn't have I always kept a job, but I didn't have really a lot of structure around paying everything. So I just know myself, and I'm glad that I did get on child support because it set it up, and now I'm done, right? So like I'm done. I paid everything.
Oh, you don't have to pay now that he's in college?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
No, it's
18.
either 18 or college. That's it.
That's it. And
Unless
so
you got arrears.
yeah,
Okay.
and I didn't have any arrears. I had the arrears, and I paid those off early in the game, and then I just, they just took it out of my check.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Once they're either 18 or in college.
You're done. And so now I'm done. So I'm on the other side of it, and I feel accomplished. I look at it as an accomplishment because I was able to support that portion for 18 years, and now it's now I'm on my schedule, right? So I pay for his tickets, or I pay for different things, or you know what I'm saying. But I'm glad that I completed it. So it's like I did the crime, and I did the time, and I'm done with that piece
So
of it.
yeah, so you had a positive experience then in your mind regarding child support, how it works, how it kept you and your ex from having to deal with each other, because that's what you wanted. I've known some people that get divorced and they become friends, and they're able to like get along and communicate, and that's not personally my experience, but I've
Right.
seen that in other people. But for you saying it was desirable from both sides to just not deal with each other. We have a child. What time you gonna kill him? What time you gonna bring him back? And that was it.
Yeah, that was it. I don't know, and I don't know the way you say it. I don't know if it's weird or, but
Uh,
it,
no, I mean it's. I wouldn't call it weird. I'll speak from my perspective, right? Um, we don't really communicate either, right? Me and my ex. Um, I think though I would have preferred that there would have been at least a little more open dialogue between the two of us, because what happens in my situation is
mm,
that sometimes, well, more than not, she operates as if she's the only parent, and like
right,
I'm like not existent. So she'll make decisions, she'll do things on her own with regards to our child, and then I hear about it. I'm like, well, why don't we talk about that? And everything. Well, I'm taking care of it. I got it. But I'm her dad. So that's what I say communication wise. I feel that I'm involved with my child. I should have there should be some discussion on some things. I know she's the primary parent and I'm
right.
not, but I still have a right as a parent, right?
Do
And
you
sometimes I think my rights get violated. So,
do you feel like
Like,
there was a level of something like when y'all were together? Did you feel like that there was a level of control that she had to have, or a level of control that
yeah.
you
so
wouldn't let go?
so is that? But do you think that that's still lingering in the decision making, or like what specifically? Like certain things. Like, can you give an example of why? Of because that's it, I think that's challenging. But what
It
were you
is
saying?
challenging. So, Uh, no, there's definitely a factor of she does things her way, and that's how she's gonna do it.
Okay.
Um, and when you challenge it, it becomes adversarial. It's not. It's as though you're challenging a superior. You know, like why you doing that? Don't challenge me. That kind of shit. Like I'll do it this way because I'm like, and then I'm getting angry. I'm like, who the hell are you? I mean,
Well,
we ain't,
let's
we ain't together first of all. So
yeah.
and second of all, who the hell are you? But
One thing that I can think about though, man. I mean, it just really popped in my head. So with my daughter, she's the she's my mom, she's my ex-wife's only child, and she's my only daughter. And she's just pretty much grown up to where she's had her lay of the land. She can do what the things that she wants. Same with Addie. Addie, even though she has an older sister, she is that older sister. So she's that baby. With your ex and with your ex, did they grow up to where you know how daddies treat their women, their daughters like princesses, and that mom may be a little tough on her on that girl, but they're not as tough as they are on. So I'm wondering because I know with my first ex-wife, she pretty much grew up on her own until her little sister came on. So she was extremely spoiled. She was extremely spoiled and had her way. So do you think that there was something like they grew up to that level to where they are the bosses. They can have everything that they want. So it's that control that they have.
I think they grew up in a house with both parents. She has three sisters. They're all girls, right?
Uh-huh.
So house full of women. Her mama, her daddy. Um, from my viewpoint of what I've seen over the years and when we were together, um, mom was the dominant figure in the house.
So
Dad,
it was matriarch versus patriarch. Okay.
yeah, dad was very laid back. Dad worked a whole lot. He was almost always gone, and mom was a domineering figure. Hence, the daughters are dominant figures in their relationships.
Yeah.
Right. Right. But does that what? So I guess that I'm going back to the question again because I and I'll go back and I'll explain why. But is that more of the issue? Is it like a um what do you call it? Is it like a vibration of the relationship of the marriage? Is it like underlying vibrations that are now affecting the current situation afterwards?
So it's very possible. And
Mhm.
in an earlier episode, me and Reno talked about this, right?
Hmm.
Because I have a therapist, you know,
Hmm.
and one of the things she brought up was, are there unresolved issues from your marriage that may
Mm.
impact how you two interact with each other, right?
Co-parent. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget to subscribe and like us on YouTube and rate and follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Yeah. So, I had an assignment to reach out to my ex and talk to her and maybe try to uncover maybe some issues that had been just riding out all this time.
Right.
So that's my assignment. As you heard before we even got started, so far I'm not getting through that assignment just yet.
Right. No,
But
that's
one of the things though, man, and one thing that I had to do, and I'm still, at that time I worked on doing it. I felt like I did. Like when little Reno was killed, uh, me and his mama just weren't feeling each other at all. at all.
Right.
And I had to make that call. But when she got up here later that day, and I would say sometime during that week, her and I just felt it in my heart to tell her, I'm sorry for the shit that I did to make our relationship, not saying that marriage or anything, just as far as our relationship, as far as co-parenting,
Right.
for making that bad.
Right.
Because I when I'm that motherfucker to where I say, you sting me, I'm gonna try to make sure that I'm gonna sting you 4 or 5 times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that's, I think that I didn't make it easier. But then when I try to come back and say, okay, hey, let's try to work this out, she ain't trying to do shit.
Yeah.
And which made me push back go back over there, when I'm trying to take that one step, you you shutting that down. All right, well, I'm taking 2 steps back the other way.
Right.
So, but I had to apologize to her about that and release it.
Yeah, so you can move.
Yeah,
you can move forward.
And that helped me at that time to move forward. I even tried after the services and everything, I tried to talk to her and let her know what was going on with my son's case, everything. But I wasn't getting that same in return, which made me say, I'm still fucking, even though that I've apologized and tried to move forward, I'm still fucking with that same person. I'm still dealing with that same motherfucker, which is some foul ass shit.
Even through our son's death, we're still dealing with our issues.
It's because even when I apologized to her, I didn't get that same in return. It was just like, okay. But I had to let that go. I still feel it, but I still have
something here, and I know what Reem's talking about. We've had this discussion previously, but I'm gonna ask you about the whole no communication, and I was talking about the control issues on my side. So as far as things with CJ and how he's come along and grown and things have transpired, were you involved with decisions like, say, he's in school right now in college, right?
Right.
Were you involved at all in the whole process of him going where he went and deciding to go to school and all that kind of stuff, or is it her?
Yeah. Well, so yes, but the decision, what the setup is now is more advantageous to him because there wasn't a clear path. If we would have came, so he could have came here, right, and went to school at EPCC or UTEP, but there wasn't a clear path on how that was going to be paid. There wasn't a clear path on anything.
Yeah.
And so he got an offer from his family, from his mom's side of the family, to take care of certain things. So I told him, I said, that's going to be the best. I said, you might not want to do it because it's not going to be fun, but if somebody's offering you something, then you go ahead and take that. And he was like, hey, really? And I'm like, CJ, I'm being honest with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you come here, but it ain't going to be like that.
Right.
Yeah. You ain't gonna be able to, because right now he's not working. He at school. All of his job is to take care of school. And so if you would have came here, you'd be working. You have to have, because you need a car, you need all those kind of things. So you'd be doing that in school. So if you could just focus on school, like I wish I could have just, I wish I did, which I would, no, not could have. I wish I did when I had the same type of situation. I had the same situation. Right. But I wish I would have took advantage of it, and I did take advantage of it. So he was like, all right, Dad, you think? I was like, yeah. Because my thing is that, so yes, did I get did the old vibrations come back? Because yes, because my wife Lily told me, she was like, why are you getting so irritated behind it? Because I did. At first I was like, wait a minute, he ain't even getting a choice. He's being told to do this. But then she kind of helped me kind of look back at it. She was like, wait a minute, and I was like, you know what? You're right. You're right, because those vibrations didn't have to do with the best thing that's for CJ. And so I was like,
more
you're right.
selfish.
Yeah, it's more like, why are you trying to control him? And it's like, he should be going, he's got a ride to go. That's good. What are you talking about? So I had to take a step back, and my wife helped me see that. So I had to take a step back and say, you know what, you're right. And so then when I broke it to him, because at first I was like, yeah, CJ, you can come down here, yeah, let's do it, baby. But I ain't had no plan. So I ain't had no real plan. So this goes back to the child support thing, right? Because it's like, if you don't have a real plan for them, sometimes things are set up. you have to let go and let the good situation happen. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So that's why, but I understand it's different. So that's why I said I can't say what I went through is not the same to what you went through. It's not the same what Wood's going through.
No, and
It's not the same thing.
also, you're benefiting from having a good wife in your corner right now.
Facts.
Yes.
You can
Facts.
talk to
Yeah.
You got a
that
good
can
teammate.
help
You got an
you.
extremely good teammate.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have right. You have, like you said, a teammate on your side supporting you, but also helping you see shit clearly. You know,
Right.
me, I'm on my own. You know, I
Right.
got my parents, but still, as a man, make my decisions. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jason, man, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I know, man. What you talking
And calling me don't help.
No, because I got my man right here with the same issues. So we sit and vent about shit and go back and forth for years, back and
Right.
forth over this crap. And it's like,
But you in a place now. That's good that you're in a place now because, like I said, the vibrations of a bad relationship, it or a bad divorce, right? Not relationship, a bad divorce. It was best in my situation to stay away from those vibrations. They started to come back up around she's graduating,
mhm.
us visiting down there. My wife started to see, she's like, why are you acting? Why are you acting? You know, because she was my wife. My wife was like, why are you acting like there's a problem?
Yeah, you said, I don't like that motherfucker, huh?
And it was kind of like that. It was like, nah, you don't understand because she's controlling and
Yeah.
you know,
She a
she's like,
motherfucker.
but why is it still affecting me? I was like, it's not affecting me. She's like,
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm fine. What are you talking about? And she's like, nah, look, you're getting all worked up about it. I was like,
Shut up, woman! Shut up!
so
I said, I'm fine. I said,
no problem. What you talking about?
leave me alone. Why? Shut up. Why? What's the matter? You're
like,
deep or something? Shut up.
It's like, okay, all right, you're not mad about it, okay. But okay. But yeah, so it's like, so yeah, so for my situation, it was the best to be on child support. It was the best to not have to have communication around money. It was better for me. Now, I just think it was better for me because I don't need to be in her situation,
Did it
right?
make you step your game up financially? Do you think?
No, because I've always been a worker.
Okay.
I'm a boss. I'm a worker. Yeah, I've always been there. I've always been a worker.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I worked through the whole thing. So I'm, you know, I don't think that. No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, no, because it's. I looked at child support as like it's a part of the game, right? You got in the game, and that's a part of the game. So if you're not gonna be there, you got to pay child support. That's the game. I can't call foul when you got in the game.
You knew the rules when you got in the game.
I didn't know the rules. No, I didn't know the rules. But I learned the rules very quickly. And so we talked about those red flags. We're going back on that. We talked about those red flags. All of this is a part of that. So once you can come to terms with all it is, you understand that the decision you made 20-something years ago, you really fucked up, motherfucker.
Come on.
You fucked up. So this is all a part of that fuck up, that decision a long time ago.
Okay.
And if you can come to that, then you get your Zen moment because you're like, you know what? This is just part of my decisions.
So I got them back. They just brought me back, brought back a memory. Brought back a memory, and we got to talk about this for a second. So we gonna go back. We got three of us together.
Let's go back.
These cats, these are the cats that introduced me to my first one, right? First day of my life. Because let me tell you what happened. No, it was the worst. It was a bittersweet one because I got two beautiful boys out of there.
Right.
And even I will even say that if I didn't go through that shit that I went through, I wouldn't even have a beautiful daughter. You know, so
Right.
I think the universe guides us in each of these paths.
Right.
But the shit is funny. I think God says you're gonna enjoy this shit. You're gonna have some heartache, but you're gonna learn from this shit right here. So these two cats was dating sisters, and I guess they said, "Man, we need to hook our boy Reno up, hook him up," and they were like, "Well, we got somebody. We'll hook him up with her old girl."
Right.
Introduced me to her. That
That's
was
what we always did, though. We always were like, "Hey, man, she got a friend."
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
man, she got.
That's what fellas do, and even girls do it. Females do it. Like, hey, well, shit, he got a friend too, girl. He got a friend, and that friend cute too. So I think that's what it was. And I should have ran in, because after we met, we went to that concert, and I actually saw that young brother get killed. I was about 20 feet from him, and y'all kept on telling me.
Oh, at Kemper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Reno, don't take your ass down there. I'm like, man, it's all right. I'm a $50 dollar. Hey, this shit is all right. It's all that shit, man.
So what you're saying is, you never listen anyway. You never listened to anything we said, because I remember when I heard we did hook you up. We did, and we all made it out. We all made it out all right. But you, for some reason, you got whooped and you got hooked open. I still say, when you learned she was Creole, we both told Reno, run, Jobu, run, 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 DM, for you.
Hey, listen here, you racist bastard. I don't give a damn about where you're from, man.
We said run because she would have root on your ass.
Run. And they were so
bury your drawers in the yard. Make spaghetti for you.
I was so serious
You'll
with
be
that
tainted.
conversation, man.
Can't keep run.
Carl was like, dog. And you was driving. You was like, man, we need to talk to you. And Carl was like, dog, we didn't know she was Creole, man. Y'all gotta leave. You gotta leave her, dog. You gotta leave her alone, man. You for real. She gonna bury your shit in the backyard, man. You gonna be fucked up the rest of your life. Y'all put that voodoo shit on me, man.
She probably did, honestly, because this fool ain't been right ever since.
Okay, so
wrong in the two left shoes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, you know, shit, how old was we?
17, 18.
How the fuck you gonna listen to me? I don't know that. Shit, I'm learning shit. I'm down there 50 now. I'm still learning shit. So ain't nobody told your dumb ass to listen to me, nigga.
And he didn't. Hey, listen. All we could do was hook you up. From there, it's on you and how you handle it from there.
But you know, I fell in love with her. She was a beautiful girl. You know, and the thing I won't take away, she's a beautiful girl, and we had a great time together when we were happy. When we were happy, we had a great time.
Back in
I remember y'all.
Yeah, we had like reunions, barbecue, and one of the things, like I said, my families even still will talk to her today. If they went down to Dallas and they've seen her, they've hung out with her. She's come up here. Same with her family. Like I still love them to this day. You know, so there's not one of them. Well, a couple of them. Yeah, but for the most part,
dude, it's
and still have a great ass time.
It's a part of life, you know.
Yeah.
People get together, people get separate, people get married, people divorce. It happens, you know. It's a part of life. Yeah. Now, the key is how you deal with it.
That's the thing.
That's the key. You're gonna have these problems. It won't work out. But how do you react and maneuver after that happens? Do you get hung up and chasing this shit forever about, you know, why it didn't work out and all the bullshit she's doing or you doing? Or do you like, you know what? It's time to move on.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. I think understanding how you respond, understanding your response is one of the big self-control.
Yeah.
This is something that I've worked hard on not by seeking out self-control. Is being forced into submission and understanding that you are not in control of anything or anybody. The only person you can control is yourself. And so I think starting to come to that realization is starting to make me have a happier life. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about that letting go.
It's your I call it a Zen bubble. Mm-hmm. And what I'm trying to do now is be inside my Zen bubble and not let anything move me. And I think that's, they talk about, the Bible, the patience of Job. We didn't have, Reno's had similar situations to Job. And it's trying to look towards him and not be shaken, not be moved by people.
Who's him?
Who?
You said you look towards him.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just asking, who him?
God for me, my brother.
Okay, all right.
God for me.
God ain't no man, but go ahead.
Okay, hold on. This is not that podcast. We have a religious podcast, but that's not what this is.
God ain't no man. I'm just saying.
I'm just talking. Okay.
That was a sidebar.
Okay.
That's sidebar.
Yeah, sidebar. That'd be a good podcast.
That'd be great podcast.
That's not what this is. So, nigga, him, God, nigga. So that's my thing, man. It's because, like, you know what? We only got we almost 50, bro. Yeah. We don't got that much time left. I'm gonna be happy for the rest of this motherfucker. Man. I'm not finna worry about what other people think. I'm not finna worry about. I'm gonna teach the flock that I have, and I'm not gonna worry about the other shit. You know what I'm saying? Because people, especially exes, sometimes, and I'm not talking about my situation, but sometimes exes want to continue to inflict pain on you after the shit's already over with.
Both men and women.
Men and women, people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not just exes, but just people in general. And it's like, you know what? I'm not finna let other motherfuckers affect me, man. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of being upset about this, or sad about this.
Don't allow that,
man. My vibration is high as fuck.
Yeah.
It is. It's on some positive shit. I talk positive shit to anybody I fuck with. And I'm not gonna let other people bust my Zen bubble. I'm just not. I'm not gonna do it.
That's dope. And that's dope because I told Reno before, peace is priceless.
Man.
Priceless.
It is priceless. You cannot buy it. It's just not enough money you can spend to have peace. Peace of mind, peace of everything. It's just peace,
But you know what? With that peace, though, man, you got a lot of people that have been around so much non-peace, drama, whatever they want to call it, that they are not allowing themselves to separate themselves from that shit.
Yeah.
Because, and will continue to allow themselves to be involved in that. Right. Like every morning I wake up and meditate. Every morning I wake up and meditate. But then
you still are as crazy as a damn
bad shit crazy.
But you know
I'm just saying.
But you know what? That it makes me happy. It makes me happy to be just bouncing.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's good.
Now, what doesn't make me happy is seeing the shit that I see, that I'll see on YouTube with the shit that I look at with police and government and shit like that. But I'm drawn to that, and I'm still working on myself to where I need to learn how to separate that, because when I watch that shit, I promise that when I watch shit like that,
it turns up.
That negativity is I'm starting to vibrate that negativity
from the phone or from the tablet or from the
So it's and that vibration stays with you. That's just, that shit can stay with you. You have to work on your shit every fucking day. Every fucking day. I just left a get together to where one of my director of my company, the former director of my company's day was their last day. And I can remember seeing her before she left, before she resigned. She would walk around stressed sometimes, but she would walk around focused, but also she would walk around stressed. Dude, when I saw her today, she was just like bouncing off the fucking walls. I'm like, that's the happiness that people seek. And I don't think that was fake in her. I looked at that and I saw that shit was so fucking genuine, man.
Right.
It just felt good to even be around her and be around that shit, because that's the shit that people strive for. Right. That's the shit that people want in their life.
Right.
And she's reached that. Now, will she go on in life and ask for other shit? Ask the universe, God, whatever, for other shit? Yeah, she will.
It's not God, whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you want to go there and shit.
Okay. Well, if she goes and asks Krishna what it is, what Jehovah, what Alex. I mean, shit, anybody can go. God. Alex, God,
I'm
Frank,
sorry, I should have did.
Frank the Tank. I'm a God. Anyway.
If you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget to subscribe and like us on YouTube, and rate and follow us on your favorite podcast platform.
She was just happy as fuck, man. God said that per the Bible, it said God made us in the
Don't
image.
you blaspheme in here. Don't you blaspheme me on this show. Don't you start that blasphemous stuff, you old hypocrite. Don't you start it. He quick to be like, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, who the universe, but the Bible said, what the hell you mean? What you mean? The Bible said.
Pick a side, like it told the government. Pick a side, nigga. Pick a side.
Hey, God didn't only write the Bible. God didn't write the Bible. Man wrote the Bible. But God, are y'all trying to fucking tell me?
No, we're not trying to get into that right now.
It's the only book that they're supposed to listen to? Shit.
Okay.
Out of here.
Okay. Here we go. All right, let's refocus.
All right.
So let me say this. So, because like you talk about the stress though, one thing that I feel like, you know what? I feel like what I love the most is to help people.
Yeah.
And that's what I found out through leadership training, through analyzation of myself. And I like to help people. I like to help people get to the other side when it comes to struggling at work. The stress that you talk about I love the stress. I think I start to thrive now in the stress. I like to solve problems. I like to help people solve problems. I like to help people change their mindsets. Okay. And so when you're in this constant state of helping, right, whether it be your family, whether it be your people that work for you, then you have like a positive vibe that just bounces back and forth. And then when you see success, when you put a goal in front of you, or you work on something with your kid and they're able to achieve something, then that positive vibe vibrates and then it moves on to the next vibration. So I have been on a journey of solving problems really in this stage of my life. It really started a long time ago, but in this stage of my life, I feel like I have mastery in helping with solve things, when it's talking to my kids, or when you put into your kids, or you put into your team, or you put into that kind of stuff. And so I like those vibrations, and it keeps you going and keep you motivated, because the leader always has to be positive. You have to be positive even when you don't feel it.
Yeah.
And so I think that I put myself in a lot of these situations, and that's what's kind of keeping my bubble going.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
And you had that, even though you were the leader of that family, you still had that servant's mentality.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm a servant leader. So it's like understanding that people not necessarily going to be there. And I always tell people this all the time, Jesus prayed for the people that were executing him. And so, y'all heard me say this before. So if you can have that spirit with people, then you can give people grace, right?
Fuck that. I ain't Jesus, and I just don't. I mean, that's the portion that I still need to get to that level, because one thing that I got a problem with is a motherfucker that will do some shit to me. I'm gonna kick them in their teeth.
If you can give grace, you'll get grace.
Okay, I'm gonna give grace to somebody, but if you trying to kill me,
it's not but greatest but.
No, nigga. If you trying to kill me, I'm not gonna pray for you. I'm gonna slay you.
This is not a
religious with furious anger.
Wood, do you feel like you get grace every day?
Say it again.
Do you feel like you get grace every day?
I don't, but I should.
No. I'm saying, do you feel like you get grace? Every day?
I'm giving grace? Yeah. No, every morning I wake up. By the grace. So, yeah.
But we don't deserve it, right?
No.
The hell we don't.
No.
Who said that we don't deserve grace?
What makes you think you deserve grace?
Because God put us here. And I'm grateful for that.
Now God.
Oh, now it's God. Oh, okay. He went back to God. Yeah, I don't know, because he said Allah first.
It was the universe. It was
God. Okay.
It was.
We talk about grace and God pop up. So that's what. But that's what. So if we understand that we get grace every day, then why don't we give others grace? And why do we let others pop our Zenbo? That's what I'm saying. It's like when you become motivational to other people, it kind of burns within you, and then you feel motivated.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
just something that I'm still working on.
No, real talk. I mean, seriously, it's like that's why I said that Wallow thing. I love Wallow from $1 Million Worth of Game. If you listen to his stuff, man, it gets you going, man.
Spent like 20 some odd years in prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 20 odd years in prison, and so you can see the gratefulness of prison had made him Energizer Bunny when it comes to positivity, because it's like you survived 20 years in prison. And so if you survived 20 years in prison, you could have been shot, stabbed. I mean, you could not shot, but you could have been stabbed, strangled, killed, whatever in prison, broken down.
Yeah. And
so when he hit he touched ground, it's like it's like if we could catch that feeling, right? We don't have to we might be in prison of our minds, but if we can catch that feeling like every day is a new day, then let's go get it. Then you start to believe it. Like I said, you have to start it, but then you really start to. But that's why I say I love y'all doing the podcast, because it's like this is a good platform, and this is what y'all doing is a good thing, man. And I'm glad that y'all keeping at it. You know what I'm saying? And I know, like I said, I'm glad that y'all keeping at it, because this is a positive thing. And when you the vibrations start to be positive,
comes out,
then you can start to kind of see like the whole situation that you're dealing with, Wood, it's gonna be worked out.
Yeah.
The whole situation you're dealing with, it's gonna be worked out.
Yeah.
Because the vibrations are right. Right? And so if we can start to be grateful for this platform and start to be grateful for what we're doing, things are gonna happen. This podcast is gonna be big, man. It is. Because it's real. It's real.
I love that.
It's real. It's real. It's real men, Black men, talking about situations that we have with relationships. And we really need this.
You know, one thing, dude, I don't know if y'all remember when we was kids, we was seniors, Generation Rap.
Yeah.
And we used to go there. I think we originally went there
because of the girls.
Because of the girls.
That's real talk. We went there because it was some of KC's finest.
Yeah.
We should go down Generation Rap.
But the message that we got into us now, I think that shit just it hasn't been instilled in us. I mean, not only by our parents,
right?
Because I think we've all had all three of us have had some great ass parents,
right?
But
positive parents.
Yeah. But the other shit that we continue to that vibration, that was that attraction that we had. Led us to shit like Generation Rap. Even though we was there for the girls, we got that message.
Right.
Church. Even though I was there to listen, like when I went to church, dog, the preacher was fucking everybody. But you know what? He had a great ass message.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to say I'm fucking everybody, but I'm just saying I took that message with me.
I don't know if that's
Well, I'm saying, I ain't saying I'm fucking everybody like the preacher was back in the 80s. That reverend, I ain't gonna say your name, but you a dirty mother. Okay, so, but anyway, yeah.
And this is brought to you by another Frank analogy. Great, great.
You should have like a little thing that bounces in the corner and says Frank.
This is a Frankism. This is a Frankism. I'm telling y'all. I was telling people.
We're gonna coin that one. Frankism.
Yeah, I'm always Frank. Yeah. I'm always Frank. I'm always gonna be Reno. Yeah. But when I'm at home, I'm Frank and Reno times 2. Yeah. So when y'all see me at work,
Frank the Tank.
Yeah. Multiply that. Yeah. But it's all coming from a point of love and passion. Yeah. My stuff comes from love and passion. Yeah. You know?
And that's dope, man. I mean, that's what. So we just need to tap into, like I said, you know, the situations are going to be worked out for us. We just have to keep putting in the work. We'll keep putting in the work like you're doing now.
Yeah,
going
brother,
to counseling, that's dope, man. Because that's a place where you can get a good baseline, a foundation, and then grow from there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the pivotal point in my life were the 3 years after my divorce when I had to move back with my parents. Mm-hmm. That was a pivotal point in my life to get my mind right. Yeah. It was a point of stripping down everything, breaking down to everything. Like I didn't have no money. I couldn't afford anything. And I really prayed a lot for deliverance and for guidance and I said, Lord, speak to me, you know, because I don't know what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? And submission. And those 3 or 4 years that I stayed with my parents was an awakening for me.
And you was in your 30s at that time, right?
Yeah.
So
that was an awakening. It was a rock bottom.
And you got back up and looking where you at right now.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like that. I remember the dark, those years, because it was dark at first, and then the Zen came. Yeah. And then I looked at life differently, right? And then things started to happen. Yeah. And so that journey from rock bottom all the way to sitting in your house right now, Reno, is my testimony of what God will do if you stay diligent, if you stay focused, if you stay in understanding that you get grace every day to give others grace, to love, right? We've been talking about love, you know what I'm saying? And unconditional love in a lot of different areas, and understand that you're not gonna get the same love, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get the same respect. You're not gonna get the it's not gonna be right for you. But like I said, once again, if Jesus could pray for the people that were killing him, then that shows you the spirit of how we should live our lives as humans. If you're a Christian, and I am a Christian, so, but if you can keep that spirit, then what'll happen is you will no longer allow petty things or small things or even big things override your Zen bubble. And I keep using Zen, which is not Christianity, but I understand what you understand what I mean.
No, I don't pick a side. You saying Christianity, and what about for the people who aren't Christians though?
Well, I'm just saying, even if you're not a Christian, you can still look at that story. I mean, you can look at that story right there. Somebody's praying for somebody that's killing them. He knew they was gonna kill him. He knew it had to be done. His dad told him, like, yo, this is what you got to go through, bro. So he understood it, and so, but he still prayed for them, and so. That's the spirit of grace. Okay. It's the spirit of grace. And I think that if we start to live our life with the spirit of grace, things won't make us so upset. It's almost like watching little kids. You know, you see little kids, they get into a little argument and stuff like that. You see the situation with the little kids, and you come over there and you talk to them and say, do this and do that. You start to see everybody like that. You start to see people, adults that struggle with stuff that it doesn't, you try to go coach them and say, hey, this is what's going on. You know, you shouldn't feel like that. This is how you should think, blah, 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 blah. And even if they don't accept it, you start to see them like that little kid because they're not there yet. And you want to try to get everybody to this point to where they feel totally good about themselves, about what they're doing. And so I think that's something that's super important that we try to vibrate out, positive vibes out to people, and then those will come back to you. And
Yeah.
then once you start to try to help so many people, the vibes will start coming from different places,
Yeah.
or the grace will start coming from different places, and you just start to see things manifest. And like I said, that's one of the biggest things, man. I love to help people.
Yeah.
Sounds like you should go into some mentoring.
I do it all the time, every day.
It sounds like, yeah, we need to get a mentorship program, and Hen should be at the forefront of that program.
Hold on, nigga, you trying to say that I shouldn't be at the forefront of that motherfucker? I am positive.
I do it every day, man. I do it with my kids. I do it with people that work for me. I do it because I see people struggle, man.
I do too. But he trying to say that you need to be in charge of that shit, not me. You a dirty motherfucker, man. I hate you. I hate you and everything you love. Everything you love, I hate.
If you're still listening to this podcast and you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and like. And if you're following on Apple, Spotify, Google, please rate and follow. We better wrap this up, fellas. It's been a great combo. Dope combo, matter of fact. We're so thankful for him for joining us, and
I'll thank y'all, brothers.
Dealing with this crazy motherfucker right here. But
hey, my nigga. Hey. My nigga.
Exactly. My NIIGA. NIGGA. But anyway, hey y'all, we gonna sign out, man. What you got, Frank? You got one of your positive rants? Go ahead.
Yeah, I do, brother. At the end of the day, these are my brothers, and I love it. I love doing this stuff every we Jay and I record every 2 days. Every Tuesday and Thursday we record, and we're trying to put out some positive shit, and we trying to get different perspectives. But one thing that it brings me this brings me joy. It brings me joy to talk to my brothers, and in the future talk to our females out here and just have fun. And that's one of the biggest things. Stay in your positive as much as you possibly can. Stay in your positive shell, because when you do that, more positivity is going to come to you than negativity. Your negativity is going to hit. That's automatic. It's the yin and the yang. That's the earth. It is going to happen. But continue to try to stay in your positive shell, be up, and then more positive things will happen to you. And that's all we trying to do. And the Kings Can Move On. The KCMO, Kings Can Move On, baby. Jay, I appreciate you. Wood, Hen, I appreciate you. You know, all of our nicknames, man. And I only did 2 nicknames a day. You did about 4, 5. But hey, Kings Can Move On, baby.
Well, let's fix that right. Big Frank the Tank, a.k.a. KC Spiders, a.k.a. Barron's daddy, a.k.a. Malcolm's daddy, a.k.a. Loretta's daddy, a.k.a.
You did it. Yeah. Love
Big
y'all,
Hen.
man.
Jay, we out. Kings Can Move On, y'all.
Mwah.
If you enjoyed that episode, don't forget to subscribe and like us on our YouTube channel, and rate and follow us on your favorite podcast platform.